Yo, we gotta give it up for my boy this weekend. How about Sugar Sean O'Malley? Man, let me tell you what, I could not be any more excited for my guy. Coming out to that, you already know he meant business. I was a little bit nervous for him myself. Sorry, we got volume. Come on, guys. The hype is real. It's still real. You have no idea. So many people doubted this young boy. Couldn't do this, couldn't do that. Well, listen, if you guys saw my short this weekend, I told you that length is going to be the advantage, and I was literally thinking of McGregor. Because when you get in a weight class and you just have that advantage, you just keep that little bit of distance, right? Boop, boop. That's all it takes is the forward momentum, correct. And I told you a possible knockout. I told you he was going to get it. What's up, guys? This is the Ivy League live streams. If you're not here, if you haven't been here before, we're going to go over markets. College football is right around the corner. NFL is right around the corner, but I'm a college football guy, right? Expect more of that this winter, right? So we're going to go over charts tonight. We're going to go over the data. What do we expect for this week? I've moved. You can see the background. I'm still working on getting everything. It was a lot this weekend. I'm trying to get my other monitor, get everything going here. So I just want to make sure everything's working. How you guys doing tonight? The only thing we ask, if you could help us out, drop a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So we got a huge week. We have a huge week. It's so crazy because I'm used to looking over here, and now I'm going to have to get used to it. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. But if you say you are, all right, I don't know, man. That just coming out to that. Could you just feel the energy when he came out? I'm not sure if you guys saw the fight, but my boy came out to that, and I was so nervous. And listen, let's just touch on that real quick. So many people said that the ref, you know what I mean? They say all this and that. I'm gonna tell you right now, there was a video posted by Dana White. You can go look at it. It's like 7 seconds in. He's defenseless. And I remember standing up shouting, I'm like, yo, he's defenseless. Call it. Because I'm just like, I just wanted him to have that belt because he's deserved it. I've been watching him ever since he first started. And I've followed him through all these years. And Sean, if for some odd reason you see this, man, give me a shout. Emails in the description. I'd love to do an interview with you, my man. I'm really happy for him, his trainer, his friends, his family. That's what life is all about, you know? People doubting you, coming on top and succeeding, right? That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to help you get that cheddar. We're trying to help you get that cake. Trying to give you a little bit of education here if you don't already know how to trade the markets. You know, if you're new, we do trade live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. Maybe we'll stay a little late with the earnings if there's earnings, all that fun stuff. So what I will say is all we need is for you to hit the like, subscribe, and that's really it, guys. So comment below if you guys have any tickers, any questions. So I'm going to run through the markets real quick. We have a lot going on this week, guys. So let's start out with this. So we don't have much in the beginning of the week to necessarily come down further. Let's hop over to the ES. I just have to make sure it's so weird with this new setup, so I do apologize. And again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. So this is a 15-minute chart here of the ES, which is the S&Ps, okay? We are trying, so what we did was we held, right now, we held Friday's close, all right? Friday's close is going to be right here where this white line is, and that's what I was watching. And as well, I may have some coffee on my nose. I know it's from my mug because I drink it and the coffee is on it. Yeah, you guys get it. So all we did was wicket. So if we start rallying, we get a little bounce, right? What'd I say? If we go through the so what you guys want to do, right? First thing we're going to want to do is besides this, besides our news and data that comes out, right? Monday, we have 3 6-month bill auction. You have PPI for Germany. You're going to want to watch that. You're going to want to see the increase or if there's a decrease, whatever. Listen, the markets, you want to pay attention to what's going on worldwide. All right. We're going to touch on China. We're going to touch on markets. There's a lot. This week is action packed still. It's like like you never really get a summertime where it's just bang, 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 bang. Let alone getting this type of movement. It's like I'm waiting for the SPY to just kind of relax and cool off, but it's like boom, 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 boom. It's literally just non-stop, and let alone there was no summer indulgence because, everything that we have going on. This is the environment where you need to take advantage of. If you're new, you got to work hard, get your education. Like if you have any questions, so you can start right now by asking any question that you have. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a question, there's someone else in the chat, or there's someone else that's also watching this that also has the same question, is probably wondering the same thing. So go ahead if you want. If you haven't done so, give us a like, subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. It tells us that we're doing a good job helping you guys out. We've had such a great week the past couple weeks, even the past month since I've started this channel. We've been killing it, right? I want to come on here and say I have some losers. I do, right? My losers have been just under break even, paying commissions, if not green, and they're red because of commissions, right? I said to you guys, after this Fitch downgrade and everything that was going on, but really it was the Fitch downgrade that set it off, and then Moody's, and then downgrade, the possibility of downgrading the banks, that we were going to get volatility, right? We were going to get big moves up, big moves down. So, and with that, before, as I'm getting into this, I want you guys to, the reason I'm doing this with the data and why you guys should start doing this, right? Because you're going to be able to say, all right, if we don't have much, right? We do have Fed. We do have a lot of Fed members this week. But as far as like Monday and Tuesday, because I think NVIDIA's earnings are Wednesday. Let's see here. Because we do have some earnings that earnings plays like Zoom. I'm waiting to see Zoom. That's going to be a play for me Tuesday morning. Baidu is going to be a play for me, right? There's going to be, volatility that's going to put in some really good setups. It could. Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent and forget where I'm going. NVIDIA Wednesday after close. All right, like I said, Wednesday after close. So that's really going to be like Thursday and Friday, right? Friday we have Powell. That's at 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. But you do have Fed members that are speaking. You can see right here, Goolsbee, Bowman, right? And we do have we have like 2-star data, right? If you were to label it 1, 2, and 3, right? 3 being it's going to move, like market moving. 2, kind of if it's a surprise, then yeah, the markets are going to move. How much they move, that all depends on the data. So, and you can see that with the highlighted here on Trading Economics when you go to the not earnings calendar, but when you go to the calendar, it's going to be just regular letters. Then you have bold, as you can see here, from 8:55, and you have this like 10 a.m., 7:30, and 6 how it's dark. And then you go to important data where it's in red. It's like, you're going to want to watch that. So Monday and Tuesday, we don't have much, right? We don't have much here. You do get some data. You get Redbook. You get existing home sales, right? You can find parts of the market where if this comes in as a surprise or anything happens, you know where to go, right? If the market starts moving, you know where to go. Existing home sales, right? This is on Tuesday. So this is why I want you guys to start looking at the earnings calendar and like, what's the point of looking at it? So you know when the data is, so you can tie in your moving averages to a technical bounce. We don't have really much data. So there's not much to stop them. There's not much. What I'm saying is for something to come in and the market take that as either good or bad, right? We're thinking more if it's good, okay, it helps the data, but you don't have that like opportunity Monday and Tuesday to say, yeah, the market's going down further, whether it's oversold on the daily, it's oversold. We don't have anything. So I think we're going to get a bounce. We could get a bounce, right? We have headline risk. You still have a war. There's just all kinds of stuff that could just randomly come out. This is why I say when you're in this type of environment, you have your targets, but as you're getting to your target, you want to be taking profit. You want to put that in your pocket because taking profits on a move is also a form of risk management, right? You want to take your way. You want to take yourself away from risk as much as you can, right? The markets, are an inflationary hedge, right? But it's also risky, right? It's risky because you don't know what could happen, right? Headline risk, company comes out with news. All right. So now that you get that point, Monday and Tuesday, we don't really have much. Okay. Wednesday, we have a lot of oil data that comes out. I want to say it's probably Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, like it normally does. So you could see this with energy, right? Crude. Again, you still have some more. You have S&P Global PMI flash. Let's see here. So again, and you also want to pay attention to what happens in other countries, other major countries. It's important because the markets and futures market will move. And if something comes in and really surprises, you get a movement. Oh, where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? Well, look at the goddamn calendar. All right. Or look at, just saying. But we don't really have anything until Thursday, right? On top of that, we do have Powell on Friday. We have NVIDIA earnings after the bell. So Thursday and the Friday is really where I'm going to want to see. I want to see, before I even get into anything, so I don't forget it, I want to see how the markets, I want to see how positioning, like what type of positioning starts to take place Thursday before that Fed meeting. So do we say risk off before the Fed and he says something good? We can buy it up to the upside, right? We're taking ourselves away in case he does try to not necessarily talk the markets down, right? But just comes out with a hawkish tone. But what does he say about China, right? Does that help with all this, right? Again, there's big news going on in China, guys. Like I have here, I wrote down some notes. China's GDP did get downgraded earlier today. They downgraded it. It was like from, I don't know, it was like 5.2, 5.4, and now they have downgraded it to 4.8. I don't remember what, and that's the outlook for GDP. That's the prediction for GDP. They've brought that down, right? So I also want to talk about risk duration too. Oh, we're going to start doing this. Word of the day. I wanted to give you guys the word of the day, right? Word of the day is discretionary, and I don't have my dictionary here. So again, I was trying to run through data, run through charts, and just get everything. It's an action-packed week. It really is, guys. So if you don't know and you're just joining us, we do trade live Monday through Friday. All right, so let's get into it. So if we know we don't have too much as far as data is concerned, we do have Fed members that speak, and I don't think they speak until the afternoon. Right? 7:30 in the morning. So they'll be early. So if you don't know, you do have Jackson Hole going on. So they'll be talking throughout the day. Let me make sure my charts are all good so you guys can see it. And again, I do apologize because I just changed my setup. I still have my other monitors. I want to get here and get everything straight. So it looks like the charts are good. Let's do it. Like I said, we barely... Like when I say like Friday, right? Look at this. This is the S&Ps. This is... Friday's close on the S&Ps for futures. All we have right now is this little ass tail. This a little wick, right? That little wick. That to me is not, it's not sitting here and putting in a double bottom, right? Or a failed breakdown where it tries to put in like a double bottom, it breaks down, and then it pulls itself back up to reclaim it. Then everybody turns a little bit bearish. So I want to keep this level on watch, and what we're going to do is we'll run over to the S&Ps real quick. I'm going to, so let me do this real quick. So if you guys don't know, there was like a lot of people lost money in bonds and equities last year, right? So this whole rally, we've had a lot of money being put to work, right? We've had no reason to come down. Data's been coming in good. Talk of soft landing. NVIDIA, reverse head and shoulders news, raising guidance, this and that. And we're going to want to see if they come in to their estimates, right? I think it's like 4 billion. They have to come in and beat. That's expected. We can look in to see exactly what it is, so don't quote me on it. But, that could, we have a lot of like possible headwinds to either go up or down, right? Does NVIDIA not beat? Do they lower? Like, what is it? So, and then again, along with Powell, and then you do have ECB Lagarde. European Central Bank's Christine Lagarde. All right. She's going to be speaking as well. I think it's at 3 o'clock on Friday. But now I'm going to touch into like what stocks are doing from finance, like bank stocks and everything. And you'll notice that everything is putting in the same pattern. Some are further down than others, right? You'll see the last ones to be sold off. But I wanted you guys, because I don't think a lot of people know, and listen, I'm not a banker, so I don't know too much about this, but I did get the impression, like as far as this rally, right? 2 years ago, or last year, whenever, 2021 into 2022, a lot of institutional money got, a lot of people got beat up, right? Why is that? Well, they lost on equity. They also lost on bonds. Now, how would they lose on bonds? So what happens is when you get like a risk duration, right? Let's say if you were to buy a 2-year right now at like wherever it's at, right? There is not much risk for the downside, as in it shoots up, like yield goes higher, and you're losing money on that ticket item. You still get your percentage at the end of the year, but what happens is does the interest pay enough to make it to justify buying it, right? Let's say if we have a 5% bond and I buy it, like we'll say $100, 5%. Does that draw down? If the yields jump higher, does the interest that I get it at, is that going to pay enough in the drawdown? Do you see what I'm saying? So that is risk duration, right? That's what happens when you hear people talk about risk duration, going out on longer term debt, 20-year, 30-year, 15-year, 20-year, 10-year, whatever. That's what they mean. Like you're buying the bond and then the yields continue to shoot up and now you're down on that bond, right? Does it continue and continue and continue? And now you're like the drawdown on the bond itself is more than the interest it's going to pay you, right? So that there is a risk parameter when it comes to that. Now I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is something I wanted to bring to you guys, whoever are new. To maybe you want to do some research on that, right? Maybe you want to check that out and do a little bit, because I don't think a lot of people think about that, where you buy a bond and you have so much drawdown on it that the interest payment doesn't make up for the loss on the bond ticket, right? So I don't think a lot of people talk about that enough, and really, bring that up. So this is the S&Ps. This is the 5-minute chart, guys. So like I said, it looks like, here on the S&Ps, you kind of hit it. But Friday's close is this turquoise line. This was actually, I'm sorry, this is Thursday's close is what that is. So what I do is I put in prior day's close and prior day's low and maybe even prior day's high, right? I will locate those three. It's important for you as a trader. You should know that. We have steps that I follow at least, all right? Before I take a trade, I want to know, if I'm playing it, it's obviously a technical reason, right? Chart pattern, whatever, or it has news. Okay, if I'm going to play and it's going to be pretty volatile, and I'm expecting volume, and I'm expecting like some nice movement, I want to know what that ATR is, so I can already know from my entry how much I can gauge. How much am I going to have left on that? On that stock, right? So let's say like Nvidia. I always say this stuff like with Tesla. We can use Tesla, right? If there's nothing going on with Tesla, there's no news, it's a boring market, I know I can get, I don't know, $4 to $6. We're gonna say from high to low, I can get $4 to $6 on Tesla. So I know if I get like a $2 move to the downside, then I can usually expect, it depends. Now, if we're coming down, if we're down, and I'm sure, and I am correct, we're down $2. We get a bounce, right? We're at like $1.50. Then I can expect another $3, right? $3, $2.50, depending on, what the S&Ps are doing, where they're at, obviously. So if I know I have a non-volatile stock and nothing's going on, and I have a 4 ATR, we'll say, right? I know I can get $4 from high to low. I'm going to gauge when I enter that trade, how much do I have left? If it's a volatile day, then I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to expect at least $8 to $12. On the high side, 12. On the low side, $7.50 to $8 on Tesla. I already know this, right? These are things I want you guys to start thinking about. So when you guys start making a trade and you're catching directional movement, go back. You'll probably have it on your charts. You can find it, right? You have to find out your own way to find it, but they have it. They have ATRs and they have RVOL. So you have massive volume on a stock. That stock usually does $4, but on a volatile day, it'll put in $8 to $10, right? You $4, you're in the trade at $2.50, $3. You have X amount left, roughly, and you start taking profit as you're getting that move, right? This is how you can become consistently profitable, by taking steps like this in your trading. I don't think people do that enough. Don't blindly enter. Don't blindly exit. Know how much meat is left on the bone, right? Know what's going on. Check for analyst upgrades. You could be on a stock and you think it's going to go up and then it goes down. There could be a downgrade on it and you may not know because you didn't look. All right. Sometimes these things happen. So I wanted to leave you with that tip. We're going to go into the charts right now. Watch out for China this week. Again, Monday and Tuesday, we don't have much to keep us down. There's not like data that could bring us down. And again, Thursday, I want to see how positioning goes into the day. And what do we do Thursday going into Friday with Powell and Christine Lagarde? And then obviously the thing is with Thursday, if NVIDIA earnings are Wednesday, we already know that I'm sure the markets, because I think it's the 7th weighting, if not 4 or 5, right? NVIDIA is weighting to the S&P is like from 4 to 6, I think it was. I'd have to look back, so don't quote me on that. But the S&Ps are going to, the markets are going to do what NVIDIA does. I promise you, right? NVIDIA just craps earnings, or even if they just come in line, then the market's price, then the analyst, the market has done a good job pricing it in. We'll see, right? Because they could also not beat, they could come in line, beat, and still still bring down that forward guidance. Guidance is going to be key if they give it. You're coming into the third, fourth quarter. You have Christmas, you have winter time. We'll see how that goes. So you can expect Thursday to kind of be riding the coattails off of NVIDIA's earnings. But I also want to look more forward-looking into Powell, right? Do we get a pullback? Do we bounce and then pull it back? And if Powell's like, hey, I think we're doing a good job, and starts hinting to we're going to keep rates where they're at, then, they've pulled it. The markets have pulled back. They've taken down the risk. And then now we can look to, extend that, because what happens is you would much rather sell, go into the week or the day prior, 2 days prior, and kind of offload some positions, because you don't know what you're going to get. You'll probably be able to tell with their Fed members that are already coming out, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, because you're going to have Fed members talking this whole week and just people talking this whole week. So we'll see if they sell, we'll see if they, de-risk a little bit going into the meeting, and then, depending on what he says, possibly buy it up, or we just continue to the downside. So first thing we got to do is start with the weekly chart. It's important, right? You want to know where you're at. All right, so we're still overbought on the weekly, guys. Believe it or not, we're still overbought a little bit here. The S&Ps are still overbought a little bit. Eventually, I am wanting to see if we can retest this 100-day back down here at 420. But I definitely want to get back down to this 38.2 fib, right? 430 area, 429.50, 430. I have it marked. I'm just may take time, right? So we're oversold. You want to look at all these. Major moving averages are facing up. The 100-day is still just slanted, right? It's just sitting there sideways. Sitting sideways. Let's go to the daily chart. Oversold like I don't know what. Just because we're oversold doesn't mean we can bounce, but it does mean the probability is there. We already started to do a little bit of that Friday. Even though I can't remember if we closed red, right? I'm talking about from the prior day, but it looks like we did close green because we are above it, okay? But if I go to, let me see here. Let me go to a 5-minute. Yes, that's right, because we did rally all day, and I thought about getting NVIDIA calls. That's right. That's right. I never did it. I was so tired Friday, guys. If you don't know, we do trade live here, right here. Ivy League Trading, YouTube.com, and I come on about 7:30 till 4. We trade right here live. I'll probably start the stream earlier because I got everything moved, so I can, I probably will come on a little bit earlier to get things ready because there's a lot, My cat's been keeping me up at night, and it was just I was so tired by the end of the week. My cat will sleep all day, and then she'll want to keep me up all night, and I'm like, girlfriend, you're killing me. All right, back to the charts. All right, so let's take notice. What are the things that we have, right? We've been in a rally. We've made our pullback, right? We've made over a 23% retracement from the start of the rally, right? Past this consolidation, this pennant here that we put in. We broke out, pulled back, bang. That's where we have drawn this from. Or is this from down there? Okay, so it's down back from March lows, I guess. Okay. All right. Okay, then. All right, so 100-day moving average, 50-day moving average. Those are the two moving averages we're going to want to be concerned with, right? We're going to want to watch these. Because even if we do sell off Monday and Tuesday, like this 100-day, we shouldn't be able to, there's got to be a catalyst for just to crack right through that 100-day, right? Now, I'm going to go over the S&Ps. This is going to tie in with everything else, right? Because real quick, if I show you this, right? See how we have this little double top here? To the left, boom, boom, double top, right? We came up, we rallied, pulling it back. Let's go to banks. Now, see where it's at. See where we're at. Yes, we closed up here Friday, right? So we're right here in this area, right? Let's go to like BAC, all right? So what do we have here, right? We kind of have the same thing, double top, right? Rally, pulling it back. Okay, so it's still right here in the same area as well. I thought it was a little bit lower for some reason. I don't know why. Right? I would say that's an awesome looking chart. I wonder if they are going to start rallying. I'm not sure because what's going on now I'm thinking about is the fact that the long end of the bond is starting to raise, and that's going to help uninvert us, right? And if we can get an uninverted yield curve with higher rates, banks are going to do really well, believe it or not. What's killing them is this yield curve inversion. And the tightening, right? They don't want to have too much risk out there with lending. They don't want to lend too much, right? China right now is trying to speed up lending, right? They're trying to get these banks to start lending to get their economy going. All right, so you want to look at this. So you want to go, okay, there's Bank of America, and you can do it with the Dow. You can do it with all of them, right? Let's just go to like UNH, right? Where's UNH at? A little bit different here. This is just a whole different setup. You might want to just look at the Dow for that one. So there's a little bit of earnings catalyst there. There was news on that. So anyway, I just want you guys to look at the overall picture from tech. Like look at the S&Ps or look at the Dows. But really the S&Ps, we have that double top. Where is the stock that you're playing at on that chart? Is it like sitting up top of the double top there? Right? Let me show you what I mean. Because this is going to tell you what's strong and what's weak if you don't know how to like figure that out yet, right? This is going to give you a clue what's strong and what's not. This is going to help you decide, or not necessarily decide, because this is not financial advice. This is what I do, right? This is what I do. This is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. So we have this double top, right? 1, 2, pull it back, rally. Okay, like Nvidia? It's sitting up here, right? So if I go there and I look at Nvidia, right? It's still sitting up. No. All right. You can see the double top. 1, 2, pull it back, rally. It's sitting above that double top when the S&Ps are like right here, right? You see how Nvidia's up here, but the S&Ps are down here, right? So keep that in mind to decide if something happens and we bounce. What's the strong stocks you want to look for? Something happens, data, headwinds. A Fed says something, maybe just that something happens, right? you want to you want to know what you want to be short, and then you want to know what you want to be long. All right, so I'm going to give you my levels right now. I want to see, now I'm going to put my head out there. There's a couple things here, right? There's a couple things here. There's a couple things. And I can't remember if it was the SPY or not, the S&Ps. Because I wrote it down. No, that's more Tesla. All right, then it was Tesla. All right, it must have been Tesla then, because what I want you guys to do, as far as being able to gauge the SPY, and I promise I'm getting into it. This is just, you guys got to look at this stuff. It's work. It's work. Watch the yields, okay? Let's start with the 2-year. All right? The 2-year looks like it has a little bit of strength, right? It's not as oversold. It looks like it wants to pull back, maybe put in another lower high. But you can see here on this RSI, and then look at it closing in on that 50-day, right? It's closing in on the 50-day. It's going to bring the 50-day up. Does it try to bounce, or does it not find support at the 50-day and start a downtrend? Let's go out a little bit further, okay? There's your 10-year. It's overbought. It's even more overbought is what I'm trying to get at. This is why the markets have really separated themselves, because if you didn't know, markets were going up with yields, and they were going down with yields. They were following each other, okay? TLT, is it almost time to put this trade on? Right? I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into the title. You have this ascending wedge. All right. Let's go one more time. Right? Let's take it out even further. Let's go to the 30-year. Really overbought. Right? New high, just about new highs. It tried to break out to new highs. As you can see, this yield curve is starting to uninvert. Right? Yields, we had this the short end shoot up. The long end was down here. Now it's starting to bring itself up. And if the 2-year can pull itself down, it's uninverting right now. Right? You want to see the picture, so I'm showing it to you. If you haven't done so already, if you don't mind, if you appreciate the work, not if you don't mind, guys, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I am trying to accomplish one of my dreams, and that is to get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to try and put out great content so I can help you guys be successful, right? You know, entertainment's fun, watching all these other people live great lives, but I want you guys to live great lives, right? I want to live a great life. But you know, this is just one tool that you can use that we all have access to help us get us to where we want to be, right? I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. There's a lot of crap out there. I type in stocks on my phone, and I look at this stuff, and I'm like, really? Really? No. This is trading. This is professional trading. These are the things you need to do. You need to know what's going on so you can start to paint the picture. Yields start pulling back, right? What's that going to do to the dollar? And I'm going to show you why the dollar is important. All right, let's go to Dixie. Here we go. I've told you guys this 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, this was the range we put in. This was the box. This is our range. Look at it, all right? It's starting to possibly reject off of that range and put in a lower high on the RSI. Well, it's not a lower high. It's just a little bit lower. It's just a little bit. It's about the same, but I wouldn't say it's a little bit lower. If I bring it up, yeah, you guys can see it now. See, there's the peak. Boom, boom. You see how it's, you know what I mean? It's putting in lower highs, trying to. All right, so this is going to be important. Why? Look at this. I'm going to pull this up for you. All right, look at this. Look at this chart. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the S&Ps for you. If you have not seen this, this is why you want to watch the dollar. This is why you want to watch the dollar. Look at that. That's the only picture you need to see. This is why yields are important, because that is the dollar. Yields will actually go with the volatility with VIX. So look at that. They're literally, right? So we put in our green candle. Let's see if the dollar pulls itself back and we can start to get ourselves a little bit of rally to get back up here. I mean, that is the SPY. Why does the SPY, why does it have it all the way down here? Is that really where we were? Huh? Yes, we are. That is where we were. Yes, remember I said in this area. So if you haven't seen it, see, if I do that, it's going to get all messed up. But so that's why, guys. This is why you want to see yields, because that yield is going to move the dollar. All right. So this is why this is all important. All right, let's do it. Let's get into the S&Ps. Let's go into the stocks I'm looking at for this week. All right, and we're good. Chart's good. Sounds good. If you guys have any comments, throw them in the. What's up, bro? I hope you had a great weekend, man. Sorry, I didn't see your comment. I was too busy going on. Yeah, I've been watching Google too, but I actually think Google. I'm going to show you on Google. Everybody's bullish on Google, and I have other. I'm just listening to the chart, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Yeah, I seen that too. I seen a couple different things on the SPY, and what are you talking about on the daily? So, there's a couple different patterns I see, right? I could also say, like, it depends on what time frame you're looking at, because I could also say that, we're putting in a cup and handle. There's your double top, pull it back, bang, right? Nice curve, bang, pull it back. Let's hit this, 420 area. Hell, really, if this was a real cup and handle, we'd be back down here at 399, 400. Boom, take off. I'm telling you that right now. If this is really and you have gap fills here. You have some gap fills there. So, you have, reverse head and shoulders coming back down here to roughly 410. There's a lot of different things I could say, Does this affect the stock market at all? Yeah, I mean, just, looking at past data, it's not that because you don't know who wins, but normally it's all about, you're going to hear a lot of that because it's just about what's happened in the past. Just like when we say August and September are usually weak months, right? Usually the year before an election. It's like the second and third year are usually the prior year to an election is usually it's just taking past data and adding it up to now. It's just like the real coming down to realness is that earnings have came in higher than expected, right? Better than expected. It just so happens that there is an election next year, because it doesn't have anything to do with the election because it's still a year away. Because it's like you're not necessarily moving because of the election, because first off, the election's not here. We don't, it's like you don't know as far as like how people are feeling because you're 2 months away from the election and you kind of feel who is going to be chosen, or the two people. But the fact is CPI has came down. CPI month over month has came down around 3% month over month. That's good, right? These are all signs that the Fed could stop raising and just give it a break for a little bit, right? Earnings have been beating. CPI has been coming down. It just so happens that it's the third year of a presidential election. Because if all it is data from back, from previous years, right? You don't know what was going on for previous years to really say what was going up and down, because there have been down years, but it's just like 7 out of the 10 years, or 7 times out of the 10 elections or pre-election years we've went up. So chances are they find every little excuse to say why we should go up and go down. It's always earnings. If it's not like data like CPI and things like that, I'm telling you right now, it's CPI coming down and earnings were beating. That's it. The war hasn't been too much of a concern. And until we have a headwind to come down, that's all. Man, I was outside fucking almost screaming at Tom. I was so excited, bro. I was so excited. I was waking people up probably at 1 o'clock at night because I felt it. I knew it. I didn't want to say I knew it, but I just knew. I'm not giving my secrets away. I told you guys what I thought, and it exactly happened the way I thought it would happen. If he could come in, keep his composure, and just look for the kill, all he had to do was keep himself back a little bit. He didn't take him down, like I said. And just as he's coming in for him, all he's got to do is just get that little bit of separation. And he's got those arms. Like, that's what a champion fighter. I did. Plus money. I did. Of course I did. Of course I did. Yep, I did. So, plus money. Plus money. But yeah, I'm so excited. I just, it was like he has earned it, right? He's earned it. And what I'm trying to say is like he is so much better than people give him credit for. The timing, whether he has power or not, he can connect at the right time, the right place, and it's so hard. He's more athletic than people give him credit for. God bless him. God bless his family. And I wanted it for him and his family and his friends. His trainer, they've been growing up together. Like, there's a picture of them when they're really young sitting outside the ring. And I'm just like, I wanted that. I wanted it for them. That guy, I give him all the respect in the world. He's a great fighter. He's great at what he does. But I just would like to see since that person's had a taste of the belt, he's been there. He's good. It's time for Sean to step up, and he stepped up, right? We got a new champ. The king has been crowned. I'm just excited for him because he's put in a lot of work. I followed him before even people were talking about him, before 6ix9ine, before Steve will do it, before he got famous, before he did all that. And it's been really cool. So, but yeah, anyway, here's what I want you guys to look out for. We have the 100-day moving average coming in, right? I don't think we break the 100-day moving average, which is this blue line. There's a blue square right here because I mark it out for intraday when we're coming into it. All right, so if we think that we don't have data or Fed's not going to say anything to bring the markets down, not that they want to necessarily bring the markets down. They don't care what the markets do. They care about credit spreads, right? We should get a technical bounce. I mean, you obviously have all this support here. Look at the support, right? Look at all this support. I want to make this quick because we've already probably been going too long here. Look at this support here, guys. Right here. All right, right here. All this support right here in this whole area, right? You made it support a little bit, right? You made it support a little bit, but you really want to just sit there at that level, maybe bounce around, really have some buyers underneath of that level. Bang. One little down day is not going to cut it. One little wick is not going to hold up all that price action. That's how I like to explain people to look at it. It's like, think of it being so heavy and you have this little bit of price action to hold up all that weight. Give me 1 second. Let me shut this door. All right, let's go into stocks. So we do have our 100-day here. If we bounce, it's going to pull that 100-day up. If we come in tomorrow, we're down a little bit. It's going to obviously stay just about stay where it's at. It's actually will probably still move up, just not as much. All right, so let me go to a 5-minute chart because I want to show you guys something. So Friday, I was a little worried about what I saw Friday. All right. Friday, it was like we were stuck, right? What did I look at? What was it? Was it a 15th? That's where, oh no, it was Thursday and then Friday. So we did clear. I don't know what I was thinking. Then I take that back because I thought for some reason, maybe it was the after hours action that really had me thinking what I was thinking that we didn't really hold. Yes, and we didn't, right? This whole little area here, right? From Thursday. You want to watch this area, and it's at like this area is going to be, if I can get my mouse on it, 437, right? From 437 high 436s to 436.25, call it, right? This choppy action right here from Thursday end of day, because you want to see if we can come in and reclaim that, right? We start bouncing off of Thursday's close, which we did a little bit, but you only have one wick on the SPY. So if we get this rally, okay, I'm telling you guys, if we get this rally, what did I say? That one little wick is not going to hold up all that price action. Then I would obviously look for the pullback later in the week. If we just take off from here and go and don't really like bounce off of it and really bring in some buyers, obviously, you know, and we still got to get above this 437. You got to get above 437, high 436s, right? You want to break through that, turn it into support to really let us know, which it looks like we're doing. We're slowly doing it right now. We're slowly turning that lunchtime to 2:30 area from Friday, which is also that little consolidation from Thursday end of day. So you want to look for that, you know, we start, you know, making that prior resistance here, this triple top you see in the support, then we look to obviously be long. Where am I going to be long to? All right, I have 440 is my first level, but I'm going to show you guys something here on a 15-minute chart. This is where I'm looking at for the SPY. If we get a bounce Monday into Tuesday, have like a consolidation day Wednesday because of NVIDIA's earnings, Powell, all that fun stuff. All right, I am looking to see if we can get up to 444, 445, right? 444 to 445 is the area I'm going to look for us to pull it back, right? We're going to pull it back. Now, does that pullback come in as in a selling motion, or do we just pull back to climb a little bit higher, extend it to some time? Not this week, but maybe next week. What do we have coming up? We'll have to look for to bring that daily RSI up a little bit to then, you know, whether to see if we're going to sell off more or not, because it's going to be really difficult, you know, to consolidate and bring the RSI up to an overbought condition, right? This is painting the picture. Look at this RSI, right? We want to bring this RSI up. We want to bring it up and possibly make lower highs, right? We can consolidate and come up a little bit. My cat keeps messing with me. Hold on. All right, so that's what I'm getting at. Let's get into the stocks, guys. I'm sorry I went on too long. I want you guys to see something here. I want you guys to see something. Check this out. How long have we been going for? Because I'm sorry if it's already taken this long. I'm going to fix this, guys. So, yeah, 45 minutes, and we haven't even really done nothing. I've painted the picture for you guys for a while. All right, so XLE, guys. This is a really nice chart pattern. I want to see, because I'm kind of... all right, as bullish as this it may seem, I'm still hesitant on it, but there are some that are putting in some really nice, you know, like a bullish signal. All right, we've already called that. We've already been looking at this. We've been looking at XLE. We've been looking at USO. We've already damn near hit the target. We were looking at it a month ago, when nobody was talking about it. Members will attest to it. If you haven't done so already and you're new here, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It's greatly, greatly appreciated, guys. You put in a double bottom here on this 200-day moving average on XLE. Look at this. Boom, boom. Right? What was it? Prior resistance. The 200-day was prior resistance. I want to see what energy does this week. Now, here's another level. So what we're doing is regaining levels slowly. Do we start to get some more buying? The buying, this past week really wasn't there, right? We were Green Friday, but the market's been selling off. And when you really get a sell-off in the market, it just takes everything down. But XLE, if we look, is still holding up relatively well, right? So if we were to put in like that double top, like we have on the SPY, like the SPY is down here, right? The SPY is right here in this area at 81. XLE is up at 88, right? It's outperforming the markets, all right? So I want to get... If you are what you say you are... Hold on one second. Oh, let me look this up real quick. I think it's I had it wrong. I I thought so. I don't know why I do this. AMLP. That's what it is. Look at this chart, guys. Look at this, right? It's a consolidation, okay? Now, this is a $30 stock. It's still in an uptrend. You can see this up and down movement. It doesn't look like much, right? Doesn't look like much. But let me paint this picture out for you. All right? You're going to see something. If you don't already see it, I'm going to paint it out for you, and then I'm going to get real technical on you. Now, technically, I could put it here because of the whatchamacallit, but we're not. We're going to put it here at the gap up high, okay? If you are what you say you are. All right. And then we will go, where can we put this? That is a huge wick. I need to find the close right there. I don't like that. So we're going to go right there. Right? We're going to go right there because I don't like that close. All right, so. So, you have a nice wedge, right? You have a nice wedge here. You came out and bounced off of the trend line, right? That downtrend, you broke out and pulled back, turned it into support. You turned it into support. What else is there? The 200-day moving average, right? You do have some selling on this name here, so look at this double top right here, just about on that 50-day moving average, which is that red line. All right. So we went to XLE. Same thing, right? Pennant breakout. Double top, double bottom on the 200-day moving average. This is where I would like to buy, is at 87. But I want to watch this to see if we can break through this. To break through this highs. What's going to happen is if the S&Ps we get a bounce in the S&Ps, it should really help to accelerate energy as long as we don't have any type of news. Now, Wednesday is when we have that oil data that comes out. That could also be a catalyst to help continue the rally or, bring it down. But we could get another strong week in energy. It was somewhat of a down week. It wasn't that too bad down. Now, let's look at this. Teach you guys something real quick. So if we go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I see here? What do you see? I'm going to tell you what I see versus possibly what you see. I am going to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as in a week. We opened the week at 89. You pulled it back. Small bounce, pulled back with a nice strong rally on Friday to say, hey, we're still good, right? I'm looking at this as in a weekly candle to say it didn't close down that bad, but it closed red, but it was still had a nice tail there. You see that? And we could do the same thing with the S&Ps. This is why you want to use like when I have my charts, I'm going to have a dotted line from on the S&Ps, maybe even the Qs, where I have a dotted line from this week's close, right? Because you're going to see that the market will either break out, it'll pull back to it, it'll hold that where we closed Friday and try to rally, or if it breaks it, it'll turn it into resistance. These are all different types of ways you can go about using like market analysis, right? Very strong. Look at that 50-day above the 50-day. I mean, 100 days trying to climb its way up. Look, 200-day, 100-day weekly, and 50 weekly moving average. They're all facing up. That is a bullish trend. That is telling you everything you need to know until it changes, right? Until it changes. All right, so let's get into some stocks. So I'm going to be watching energy, right? If I'm going to be watching energy, then I'm going to want to watch gold, especially if yields come down, pulls the dollar. If the dollar's oversold or overbought and it's going to pull back, do we look for a bounce here? Right? Do we get it? You have your 50-day right there. This is the weekly. I'm sorry. Let's go to a daily. All right. Oh, my gosh. All right. So there's a Head and Shoulders here. Everybody's talking about this neckline. I have a yellow line there as well. What do we have though that nobody else is talking about? If gold's going to sell off, it's not just a neckline. You need more than just, oh, I think I see a neckline. What do you have there, guys? This is what I want you guys to start being able to do to become a professional trader. You know, to really be able to identify what's going on, kind of like a market technician, right? I'm sure there's other stuff I could do. Look at this. Your 200-day moving average is right there also at the neckline. Does gold really get some sellers to come in here at this and reject that 200-day? If that 200-day rejects, I'm telling you right now, I will be short gold. I will be short gold because I know that we have this gap fill down here. These are all trades. We're going to trade large cap, mid cap, all small cap, all that stuff too in the process, right? Look at this gap that I have that we've almost filled. We get a bounce back into the 200-day moving average, reject it. Look what we have down here. Oh my fucking God. Sorry, my keyboard, and I didn't mean this to cuss and stuff. All right, so. Fucking God. All right, sorry about that. This is why stuff takes too long. Look at this gap fill down here. 170. 175 to 170 is going to make you decent money, more than you might think, and you have a double bottom there also. Right? Do we pull it back down and start trying to bring these moving averages up? And then next, what would I look for? I would look for some of these gaps to get filled, find support, right? Find support, and then start moving up to the moving averages that are going to start coming down to see what we do, right? Do we hit them again to start a long-term downtrend where the dollar is going to rally, right? And energy, what's, you know, these are the type of things to be able to like help tell the future, right? Doesn't mean you're going to know because fundamental things could happen like news. Let's get into the other ones, guys. Sorry about that. NVIDIA. I am going to wait for NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA gets down to 400, right? I think you're going to get NVIDIA down to 400. I think we get down here, guys. I think we get down here. What do I have written down? 407. I think we get down to 407. Right, 408. I think that's where we're headed. It was some nice volume that came in on Friday, but it came in the overall markets. Right, the selling is decreasing, but look at this back here, guys. You got some. If I were to look at this chart, I've got more selling than I do buying. At the end of the day, this is risk off. You're coming into headline risk, China, all that stuff. All right, I'm gonna look for NVIDIA to possibly, I'm just going to say right now, I don't know, I could be wrong, but if I'm reading the chart, I'm telling you right now, NVIDIA more than likely has not so decent earnings, or they have okay earnings, but they lower guidance for the third and fourth quarter to year end because we could be coming into a slowdown. The future's unknown, so we're going to lower guidance. After we just raised it, we're going to lower it. What does that? Okay. All right, we'll see how the markets take it. What else do we have there on the daily, guys? You have a 50-day moving average right there that we rejected on Friday, right? On Friday, we rejected it. So if we go to a 15-minute chart, I'm going to look for this area right here, guys. I'm going to look for this area right here. And I had it, yeah. I'm going to be looking for NVIDIA to see if we get back up, or if we reject it. I could have swore I put this in before the live stream. If I didn't, I'm going to be really pissed at myself. All right. Yeah, right here. No, see, we already. All right. Well, if we break here, I wrote it down. I did. We're sitting at the 50-day moving average. So, what I want to say though is that's what I wrote down. 435. 435 is the number. I knew I did because I was sitting here doing work. If we reclaim 435, which it looks like we're kind of trying to do that right now, right? Not right now, but 435 is what I'm going to be looking for. And it looks like we're starting to reclaim it. That's going to be Wednesday's close. Yeah, Wednesday's close. You start regaining Wednesday's close, then I still feel like you gotta get up through 441, right? You gotta get up through that area there where you sold off. I think you got a lot of sellers up there, right? 441, 441.50. I think we still have a lot of sellers up here that would like to take some profits if they get it, right? It's going to be right there. This level right here, right? Right there. So we reclean 435. I'm going to look for 441, right? And in the manner we get there. If the SPY's bouncing and we got some volume and we get volume on NVIDIA, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to go long. I'm going to go long into it. I'm going to look at the data see, and looking at the time frames, because you could just start getting a little gap up and pull back, rally, and then 2:30, 3 o'clock, things just start reversing. Maybe there's somebody talking, right? Which would put us pretty much to like the end of the day, Monday, where, you know, it could pull back if it doesn't break through these areas. Or it just breaks through them all, right? Which I'm not blind to, and puts in a lower high up here at 460. Right? Fills that gap. Fills that gap at 461.50. Right? So we continue higher on NVIDIA. My final target, I will not be playing this though because it's going to be so expensive. I am not going to pay that type of premium. All right? I could buy the stock outright. That's also an option. I'm sorry. The thing is I like to trade options with members here because I'm not like some of them groups where, oh, I play the equity, but I give options out and don't have to sit through the drawdowns. No. If I'm, you know, I'm trying to help you guys, right? So if we're all in something together, I can talk, like possibly help by like saying what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, right? Because I was short Friday morning and took all my profits. Guys, we had 100% trade in one candle, right? In one candle, it was 100%. I had to take profits. I had to take it off, right? And then I'm sitting there looking at calls and I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind getting some calls right now. And what'd it do? I was so tired, I just didn't care. I made my money. I can't remember what we did Friday. I think I made 2 trades, 1 trade. I can't remember. I know you guys know that join us. If you don't know, we do trade live Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. If you could and haven't done so, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. So what are some strong stocks? Well, obviously NVIDIA has been strong. So use all the indicators. I'm going to get into Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, really Tesla. I want to see Tesla. That's going to be a fun one, I feel like, this week. There's a lot going on there. So and here's another thing on the daily chart. NVIDIA is not as oversold as some of the other ones, right? It's not as oversold. I think we still get a pop back up here around 61, 65. Right? See if we put in a lower high up here, 65, 68. I'd say, yeah, 65, right? We put in that lower high again. Boom, boom, boom. Man, that means we're going to clear 447. So we got to look for this 458. That's going to be our target. Here's what I'm going to do. I will see what the prices are for like a 460 call or something. If it's not expensive, I'll buy 1 or 2, right? Just to see if my analysis is correct. That way we put in a lower high on the RSI to help bring that up in case there is a decent sell-off. That just doing what the charts are telling me, right? So then I would look for, if I were to trade NVIDIA, I would look for a break of the 50-day, either a gap up tomorrow, we pull it back into the 50-day, and then we bounce it. Right? We bounce it right back into that area. What did I say? 460? Is that what I said? Right? 460 area? Yes. You have your gap fill there. So that's what I would look for. 460.50, 461.50 in that area. Right? We'll see if we can get NVIDIA up into that area early in the week before the earnings come out. All right, so let's go to another strong stock. These are stocks that I'm looking at if the market does bounce. Again, we don't have, from what I'm seeing, too much to bring us down. All right. Why did I write Be careful, RSI. What stock was I referring to on that? I wonder if it was Tesla. All right. Anyway, I'll have to go back through the research that I did, guys, on some of these names, because I wrote that down for a reason. Is why I'm telling you guys to be careful on the bullish side. It might have been Google and Tesla. I'm not sure. Shit. So Google, as strong as we think it is, like Google. If you I'm sorry, guys. I can't get it out of my head. I'm still living from Saturday night. So, Google, let's get into it real quick. We got to start with the weekly chart because I don't think people give the weekly chart enough credit. You need to know where the moving averages are. Look at this weekly chart. You break through the 100-day. You literally just glided with the weekly 100-day. Or 100 weekly, I don't know. 100 weekly moving average, right? This blue line. You just stayed right on it. Boom. Right? So if we pull back and you get random support here and there's nothing on the daily, you're like, why is there support? It's not from this one candle here. All right. Well, that's a weekly candle. So let's go on the daily chart. All right. And look, the 100-day on the daily is right in the same area as the weekly chart. Isn't that funny? So Google actually, so these stocks, guys, on the daily chart, we are putting in lower highs. Google is putting in a lower high. Right? We made new highs, put in a lower high. You need to pay attention to that. Right? Because it's just the market telling you something's coming. Right? They're smart. They know what the hell they're doing. Right? So, if we know that, I'm going to look, see, this is what I don't like is I wish the 50-day was up a little higher to say, hey, let's get our bounce. If Google gets a bounce, we have to watch this area here, the previous pivot high at 129.50 to 130, right? It's going to be an area. Now, I do expect Google to more than likely put in a higher low, get up to 130.50, right? Now, write this down because it's all, I'm saying it now. And we come in and we say, hey, we did this, we did that. You have your 20-day moving average here as well. It rejected it Friday. So let's look at some things. So Google, what did Google do Friday? Google closed red, right? What did Nvidia do? This is why people think Google's strong, but is it? Is it really strong? Because I don't know. Nvidia was green, right? Look at Apple, right? Apple, green, all right? The shift is taking place, I feel like. MSFT, Microsoft, right? Green. Let's go to Amazon. I wouldn't be doubted if it... Okay, it was green. So Google closed red. Google closed red. Meta. Green. Right? I think this is why I put this. Be careful on the side of my notebook next to Google and Tesla. It closed red, guys. Know that. Google closed red on Friday. It did not close green. That's something to pay attention to. I haven't heard anybody say that. Sorry, I gotta put my headphones in so I hear when these when your comments come in. I feel like AMD hasn't been as weak as Euro Market. Exactly. That's why I've been playing it. I feel the same way. Well, the thing is that it just broke out. When I traded it, let's see. Let's look at it right now because I was actually kind of concerned about AMD. I'm looking at AMD to get to the 100-day. It had a nice day Friday. So if we go to the daily chart, it's still above that double top. Look, boom. Or this would be the double top. I'm sorry. 1, 2, right? That volume was still a bit weaker. Nah, it's about the same as Thursday. Oh my god, this fucking mouse. I gotta get a new mouse, guys. Yeah. So I want to see AMD if I could get short this thing back up at 107.50, but I don't know though because I feel like you could also come back up here to 115, and I think that's where AMD's going. I think we get another shot at 115. Why do I say that? Well, if I'm looking at if I'm really looking at my charts, let me resume this. I'm sorry because everything was messed up. The RSI is pretty oversold. It's also a stock that is, it's just been in a downtrend. The RSI has been oversold. I think we're due for a bounce as well, right? Where could it go? Maybe we put in a lower high up here at the 113 to 115 area. I would look for 115. See if we can hit this downtrend, right? See if we can hit that downtrend. So I'm going to be looking for AMD as well on the long side. We got to clear this area of supply though up here. This 107.50, yeah, 107.50, 108. All right, it's going to be an area. And what else do we have there? What else do we have? You have the 100-day moving average at 106.50. You got to break through that first. And then what do you have coming right up to meet you? So there you go. Are we about to get a run back into the 50-day on AMD at 114? Right? 114. If this thing continues up, they're going to meet each other. Right? It may just stall the 50-day with all this selling pressure. Right? If it starts to bounce up, it'll just, it'll still come down. Because it's still pricing in the difference of that price, that closing price to the previous closing prices. Okay? So, yes, I agree. The RSI is a bit oversold. We have the 100-day coming up. We have that supply there. You have the 50-day marching itself down. Do we meet back up? You're obviously going to meet this 50-day, I would assume. Or 100-day, which again is blue. So what we'll do, guys, 106.50, call it. I'm going to put this box there right now so we do the work now and not later, right? This box is going to be the 100-day moving average, and I'm going to make it blue so I know you guys can do this too, or I'm sure if you want to get technical with it, you can just have the daily moving average show up on your chart. All right, I don't feel like doing that right now. I don't feel like going in and doing all that. That's much easier for me. I can see what it is, right? And then the 50-day, whenever we get there, we have a gap fill here from 110 to 111.35. 111.35. So there's a $1.35 gap there, roughly. Right? 110, yeah. 135. $1.30 gap there. 15-minute chart. I know this is taking much longer. I wanted to have everything ready, guys, but I had a lot going. I had to run out, grab. I just had a lot. I had a lot going on. So I do apologize. These streams are going to get better. If you could, I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. If you could, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We do this for $3.99 to help you guys become a better trader, to help you guys understand what's going on, at least the things that I do, so you can take what I do, make it your own way, and see what other people do or whatever. Come up with your own way, all right? And not think the market's a scam and actually be able to succeed at doing this, right? It's okay to watch. Like my whole thing is when I do stuff, like if I'm watching a stupid ass video, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's okay to watch entertaining things from time to time, but you want to be the person, right? You want to be able the person that's out doing fun things instead of sitting on your phone watching it. Well, this one tool that I'm good at can help us get there, all right? AMD have major resistance support up here at 113.50. That's going to be our target. We have to break Wednesday's close, right? You got to break and hold up above this 107.50 area, all right? It's important because that is, or was, come on. All right. Sorry. I may have to put up the hourly chart. I might have to. Might be too much price action, right? So we have a major base here, right? Do not be blind to the fact that if we just run up to 109, 110, or just run up into this whole area, and then the selling really comes in and they start taking their money because they're afraid it's going down, right? That whole area. Come on, what the fuck happened? I hope I didn't just mess my charts up, right? This whole area, guys, right here. I'm going to make it down so it doesn't hit my stuff. You see this whole area here? Right? Support, 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 support. We broke it. Now we should look for it to become resistance. 108.50, right? 110. It's $1.50. It's an area, guys. It's an area. So you want to look for it to come up and then see if it starts getting weak and rolling over, especially on the way up. Is the volume light or lighter than the selling pressure, right? You need to really outtake that selling pressure to take a move back. All right, let's get into, so we went through Google, right? And we said Google actually closed red Friday. So that's something you're going to want to pay attention to, right? Because it's the only one that we see closed red. It closed red. Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, Amazon, AMD, Nvidia, everything closed green. Google closed red. I think there might be some issues there. So I'd actually look if the market's bounced back. If Google is like, I don't know if there's an analyst downgrade or what, right? It's actually also got a stronger RSI on the daily, right? Look at it. It's all the way up here in the 50 still. So I'm actually going to be looking to short Google on the bounce backs. Once it bounced back off of this like pivot high here, I don't know. Can you guys still... Can you guys hear me? Am I still good, guys? Can you guys... Oh no, is my camera messed up? The light's not on? Okay, can you see me? Because for some reason the light... Yeah, my camera froze, didn't it? That's what it was. God damn it. You're seeing my hand and everything? I thought the camera froze. Maybe it just froze on my end. Alright, okay. Alright. Alright. See, this is why sometimes I get frustrated. Let's do this real quick. Let me go to, yeah, I am froze. Alright. Let's go to camera. If you are what you say you are. And alright, so remember we fixed this before? Let's see here. Property screenshot source, full screen projector, to transition. Alright, I guess I'll just be froze. This is what I don't like. File. Settings. Audio, video. Okay. Alright, I don't remember how I fixed it last time. I'll just have to figure it out. Alright guys, sorry about that. That sucks. Alright. I don't know why it did that. I'm really not sure. Damn it! And I fixed it before. Nope. Let's go back. Let's not do that. I knew that was going to do it. I knew that was going to do that. View. There we go. F11. F11. Oh, shit. Alright, I'm not going to spend time with this. Window, projector, full screen, high transition, short transition. Alright, fuck it. God damn it. Alright. Alright, so let's get back into it. Sorry about that, guys. So, because I knew something was going on. So, look, Google closed red, guys and girls. And look, a bunch of people left because I wasted their damn time. Anyway, if they only knew, we try and come out here and make your ass some money. So, look at the volume. Look at the RSI. It's still oversold. I actually want to see a little bit more downside on Google. I wouldn't look to get long this thing until probably even back down here a little bit, like 24 or 25 to 2650, right? Which would be right here at this 50-day moving average. I think Google has a date with its 50-day moving average, guys. All right. So, you know, these are my thoughts. We don't have data for a couple days, all right? I don't want to make this video super long. The video camera's already messed up, right? So we're going on an hour 20. So this is my time. This is what I'm looking at. These are the things that I'm looking at. This is how I go about looking at the markets, right? Take maybe what I do something else. Real quick, let's look at the earnings and then we'll get out of here because, like, you guys see, Amazon was green, Google's green, all these other things. So I kind of want to see if there's a shift between Google and Amazon, how they were the laggards and then now they're leading. Does something go on with Amazon as well tomorrow? People aren't noticing that, guys. I think people are thinking Google's strong. Google closed red Friday. It's got a strong RSI still. It's still a little overbought, right? These slower moving stocks, you kind of get that with it. The RSIs don't come, they're not as volatile. And with them not being as volatile, they may stay overbought a little bit longer. All right? So we got to watch that. And look at Amazon. It's turning this area into resistance. So even if the markets go up, I'm going to look for divergence, right? This is how you get good at trading, identifying these things when everybody else is saying one thing, but you actually dissect the chart and you see what they're not seeing because they're just rushing through. This is a solid hold of the 50-day. Another thing I'm not going to be blind to. Maybe that's our range for Monday, right? Maybe we're going to sit here. We'll see where the 50-day is when we wake up tomorrow, right? We'll see what kind of news we have, things like that. All right. Yeah, man, I'll catch you in the morning, bro. We'll go over the news. We'll do everything. We'll also have a word of the day, right? I'm gonna start doing a word of the day and doing some other things because, like, I want to try and, we'll just have a word and we'll just act smart, right? We'll just be stupid, dumb mother truckers who know how to read charts. And we know how to read the news, and we just make money in the markets, and bada bing, bada boom, all right? But again, you guys can do all kinds of other things. I don't know why my hands are up because you guys can't see me. I'm still talking like I am in the mic. Possible downside, too, here on these stocks if they come down. Look at Amazon. It's more oversold than Google is, but we could see Amazon back down here at 127.50. I'm telling you guys right now. Let's see what happens. All right, let's just see what happens. All right, so for Amazon, this 20-day moving average, 134.30-ish, the low 134s. We'll look for this range down to 131. That's a $4 range, right? That's its ATR, isn't it? Roughly 126, call it 127 to 130. 8, 9, 10, that's $3. You got 30 cents there with another 20. That's $3.50. So we'll say, that's what we got. So if you guys could, we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. If you could help us get there, we do this stuff free 99. We do not set you guys up for a whole bunch of sales pitches, this and that. We don't sit you through a stream where you go through an hour and a half stream and get 5 minutes of a S&P or a stock analysis. No, we're going to cover all the markets. We're going to help paint the picture for you. All right, we're going to teach you guys to look at the volume. Where did it close? And things like we just saw right now. Google closed red. How many people do you think really looked at this chart and really realized that Google closed red Friday while everything else and their mother closed green, but Google closed red? That's what I want to leave you guys with tonight. You guys have a great night. If you haven't done so, hit that like button for me. Subscribe. I'm just a desperate man trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. That's all it is. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's get ready to come in and kick some ass. Palo Alto earnings came out Friday. We're going to look for cybersecurity stocks are going to be in play. Let me not forget about that one for you guys. We're going to watch the yields dollar. And, guys, you want to watch the VIX. If the VIX starts pulling itself back, you can tie that rate to interest rates, guys. There's our target. Right? We'll see if we get there. I put this up weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago, I think, right? I want to see if we can get up into this like high 40 area. It's probably way too high, right? And where is this? 2024, January, February, March, April-ish. So this is where I think when things really pop off. Not really. I actually just put this up here because if I'm looking at the chart, I'm saying, hey, yeah, there's that final sell-off. Now we start working our way up. Bang. I want to see us get there. You guys have a great night. Again, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And we will see you bright and early in the morning. I'm going to start this stream about 7:15 tomorrow morning. Get ready to come in. The news. We'll get our levels. And we are going to kick ass and make cheddar. I love y'all. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'll see you guys